Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to Season 2. After the Cash Cacti were successful in conquering the galaxy, it's now time to once again start anew, but this time with a much different playstyle, and with the new DLC in full swing. So we have the new gateways, we have all the new events, there's going to be a lot of new stuff, and hopefully, it will make a very different experience. And now, on to the new empire we are going to be playing. We are going to be playing as the Screk in an alternative universe. The Screk are the lone survivors on a post-apocalyptic money marble, no longer named that, after the Cash Cacti pretty much obliterated themselves. Although they are amoral and tend to try their best to do the good of the collective, because it means they get more out of it in the end, sometimes arguments happen, and sometimes, when you're that advanced, arguments happen with nukes, and sometimes those argument nukes go off and, well, the planet is irradiated. Now, thankfully, the Screk are much hardier. They were once serviles, they were simply living armoured exoskeletons, very difficult to kill, forced underground, and now finally, hundreds of years later, they are back on the surface, and finally, in the space age, we are post-apocalyptic, meaning we start off on the tomb world of Money Marble. After doing a Twitter poll, I have decided that the Screk are going to be spiritualistic, they are going to be egalitarians, and they are going to be pacifist. After seeing their former masters obliterate themselves, and I'm sure lots of Screk were killed in the process, I don't really think all-out war is something they want. But at the same time, I do believe that they put the idea of galactic peace above all else, which means they should still do libertarian wars, which is the idea of going to war to change the government ethics of another empire, which you can do. You can force them to be pacifist, egalitarian, spiritualist, and, well, that way they'll be our bestest friends and we will form the ultimate federation of peace, even if a few must die for that to happen. The overall peace of the galaxy is number one in their concern. They are egalitarians because they are nice to each other. I'm sure when they were forced underground into their tombs or vaults, if we go down the Fallout route, I'm sure they tried to share as much as possible. I mean, overall, the survival of the swarm, which I am going to call them, was above all else at that point, so making sure everyone was happy to the best of their knowledge was probably what they were doing. Although I could also say authoritarian, maybe a leader rose up to do that, but I like this idea more, and it seems more good guyish, honestly. And then spiritualist, because if you were forced underground after nuke fire everywhere, I really think that spiritualist wouldn't be difficult to become, honestly. Through faith, they have strength. Through strength, they can force peace, and through peace, everyone will be equal. I keep saying nuke fire today for some reason. Either way, back with the spiritualist idea. Although the Cash Cacti were not spiritualist, which also means they didn't teach the Screk this, I'm sure it would be something they could naturally progress towards, given the circumstance, even if they hadn't really been taught that type of thing before. That's the only reason why I'm trying to have to explain this, because it is weird considering during their whole evolution that wasn't a thing. Or perhaps they did used to have some kind of worship, some kind of faith, some kind of something, but then when the Cash Cacti made them more servile, they kind of forced it out to them. So maybe it's just the natural progression back to how they were before they were forced away from it. I would be tempted by the oligarchic thing, but I want this. Beacon of Liberty. This society is a shining beacon of light in a sea of darkness. Liberty and individual freedoms are held at the highest regard here, because life is sacred. Okay, now appearance. Obviously we're the Screk. Species name, we are Screk. Screkies! No, Screk. Actually, how do you pluralize Screk? It's a group of Screk. It's a group of, yeah, sheep, yeah. Just be Screk. That's fine. It's like sheep, yeah. As you can tell, English. Not my strong point despite being English. I still prefer the humanoid thing, but how am I going to do the ship prefix? The thing is, the SS can just stand for Screk ship. Super Screk ship. Oh no, that's stupid. The SSS. Yeah, that's really dumb. Yep, we're sticking with it. The Super Screk ship. It's so dumb, and it doesn't make that much sense. Oh well, we're sticking with it. Now, this is the bit I wasn't sure of, because remember, the Screk were not just forced into servitude, they were actually serviles, and the game's logic is that they evolved alongside a more dominant species, and genetically, they were not all that intelligent. Now, of course, they have been underground, and they have advanced for the last 100 years, or hundreds of years, in very, very mutagenic radiation pools, so obviously we can give a little bit of leeway. I still think they should be industrious, because that's what they were before. They are worker bugs, basically. That still should be a thing. I think they would work to the absolute limit in order to get their goals sorted. I don't think they are intelligent, because they are, again, they were serviles. They're no longer dumb, but they're not intelligent. I'm actually tempted by extremely adaptive, though that's incredibly hard to justify considering how many points that will cost, but it makes sense. The remaining Screk are ones which survived on a tomb world. They survived nukes to the face. They should be able to adapt to a lot of different circumstances. So at minimum, adaptive. I really want extremely adaptive though, which is actually quite good, because we're pacifist, we get 2 core systems as a bonus anyway, so being extremely adaptive would be fantastic. We could just spread so quickly if we were going for a wide playstyle. But I do think traditional, not only is traditional very good for us, it's also making a lot of sense considering the logic. I think slow learners would actually be something which makes sense as well, though, just to hint their past. If we're going from a lore perspective, that's gonna kill us, by the way. That's such a horrible one, but it makes sense. Okay, that makes sense as well. They've been on this planet bunkered down for the last hundreds of years. I don't think they're gonna be particularly good at moving, despite the fact I want them to be adaptive. So then, I need a -2, and the only -2 is adaptive. So the question is, traditional or industrious? Industrious does hint more towards the ability to use machinery and such, which you could argue against. Resilient makes sense. So does enduring. There's too many choices I want this time around. It's actually a little bit difficult to decide. Okay, I am tempted by this. We no longer have the adaptive, which really sucks, but they do have communal. They lived together in tombs for hundreds of years. They probably learned to get along. Also, they used to have the happiness bonus for being serviles. Once again, it makes a lot of sense. Traditional makes sense in the lore, and industrious is now actually the one I'm least happy with. I'm tempted to remove industrious and instead be adaptive, which really sucks. -15% minerals from what they work. You know, I think it's worth it. Yeah, I'll do that. Also, I'm just doing this because I like the green being on top and the red on the bottom. I don't know why, but I do. So they are traditional. They are communal. They are adaptive, but they are slow at learning, which is such a horrible negative, but I think it makes sense in the lore so much. And they don't like moving all that much. But most importantly, they are survivors. Leader lifespan +10, tomb world habitability +70%, which is obviously amazing. Homeworld name. What would you call it? I'm thinking redemption. Something to do with... Okay, so, it used to be a continental world. No, sorry, it used to be a desert world, rather. I'm tempted now to say maybe a savanna, just a slight change. Or maybe arid. Yeah, let's go with arid now. I'm not saying this makes all that much sense, I just don't want to see a desert every time, this time around. Oh, or we could say it's still in a radioactive winter. Okay, I actually love that idea, but it wouldn't be that watery still. So maybe a tundra. No, I'd love seeing that. Okay, it's an Arctic world now, so it's changed because of everything. I mean, obviously it's a tomb world, but this will be for our what's it called? For our preference. Because we're not just good at tomb worlds, we still have our home world and what it was. So I guess desert makes more sense, but I like the idea of it being frozen still. So we are going to go with frozen because, again, it's just something different as well. So what do we call the home world? The star name, I still kind of want to be the Sterling Star. But I don't. But I do. but I don't. Still can't think of the planet's name, so let's sort out the flag then for now. That's as close to a nice radiation symbol as we're going to get, so... what do we put in the middle? A new dawn, or perhaps it's a nuke going off, one of the two. Yeah, I like the idea of a new dawn. If this is all about redemption and peace, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I actually really like that already. Okay, yeah, we're sticking with that. Empire name? Oh, we need the planet first, don't we? Of course we do. A friend of mine just said Redemption Rock. Now, I know that's actually a place in the world, which doesn't help, but I do actually like that. Or just redemption, honestly. The whole planet is redemption. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Redemption Rock. I'm tempted to call this just Dawn. I know it sounds silly calling a star Dawn, but... I kind of like that as well. I don't know where that came from, but I do kind of like that idea. It could be the Screk star. Okay, we're calling it the Screk star, aren't we? No. The Screk star... Oh god, I'm gonna get mixed up so much. The Screk star and Redemption Rock. Okay, that makes sense. Now, Empire voice.
You seem overworked. Have you considered joining a union?
Have you considered joining a union?
I serve the faithful. There is no greater calling.
Okay, I've got to be honest, Spiritualist is the only voice I actually don't like all that much. I don't know why either. I think it's because it's so flowery and nice sounding. It sounds weird in the context of the game, even though it's a fair enough voice. Just I don't particularly like it in the game.
The only way to make peace with others is to make peace with yourself.
Okay, Pacifist, you did just almost get me with that one line. The only way to make peace with others is to make peace with yourself, and that is kind of their philosophy, isn't it? So...
do not be afraid to exercise your individual right to free thought. Please take a moment now to practice.
Oh, egalitarian or pacifist? You tell me in the comments. I'm going to stick with egalitarian as that's what the based on government gave me.
Have you considered
but I may change it to pacifist in the future, so tell me what you want there. Empire name. Screk Pious Nation. Screk United Systems. Screk Alliance. Mandate of the Screk Star. Sovereignty of the Screk Star. Screk Mandate. I kind of just like allied planets. The Screk Future Foundation. The Divine Screk Republic. Okay, yep, that certainly works for me. Done the flag. Ship appearance, I do want to be arthropod. Honestly, my least favourite, but I could see them sticking with what they are. Whereas with the cash cacti, I wanted them to simply stay as the mammalian basic, because it looks the most basic of them all, and I don't think they really care about focusing on style. But the Screk can. Ruler. Reverend Elder. Okay, so before we had Thorn. Now we have Mulch. Reverend Elder Mulch. Oh my god. Oh, I've got a great idea. What if, because of all the nukes and everything which led them underground, some of the text from the cache cacti has been read and misconstrued? What if mulch is a good thing? Because remember, we used the term mulching the enemy multiple times in the last season. What if Reverend Mulch, High Mulch, I'll check if that's how you spell it in a second. High Mulch, and the first one will be... Since originally the Screk was from the randomizer, I think this should also be up to the randomizer. Let's keep... Carb! Yep, Grand Mulch Carb, giving carbs to the people. The Divine Screk Republic. Doesn't really matter too much. I mean, the thing is with the leader, every 10 years we swap leaders, so it doesn't really matter too much about this. The background, there we go, the holy one with all the candles. Okay. There we are. The Screk Divine Republic. Or the Divine Screk Republic. Post-apocalyptic. Beacon of Liberty. Egalitarian, Pacifist, and Spiritualist. Survivor, Traditionalist. Communal, Adaptive, but sadly they're not particularly the smartest in the universe. They are slow learners, and they are very, very loath to move. Yeah, so actually, as for bonuses, so for those who don't know what all these mean, with the egalitarian, our people are going to cost less per month to actually be alive, which is good because egalitarian also allows us to give them the utopian living standards, giving them loads of bonus happiness, but costing a fortune per person. Obviously, that's a good combo. We also have bonus influence from the factions. Oh god, I've just realised. Traditional makes less sense than one of the others. Oh, I just thought of this. Conformists. God, that's expensive. Never mind. We'd have to remove another one of these. That makes less sense. But still, conformist means we go with the governing ethic, and I believe that the Screk were followers genetically, so they're probably still followers now. But I'm not going to pay 2 points for that, because that would just be Blair. Next up, we have Pacifist. This means we can't do regular wars. We can't take over planets or do a lot of that stuff. We also don't have the ability to create rivals. Wait, no. That may be the case, it may not. I can't remember because of how our war system is. I think we can't make rivals, but we have the ability to do the whole libertarian war thing. I may be wrong there. Don't quote me on that. But we do have bonus core sectors. We have 2. Sorry, systems, and we do have a 5% bonus to all resource production by any of our populations. Finally, we are spiritualists. We don't go down the routes of robots, that's not allowed, but our edicts are cheaper, and we get 10% more unity, and we can build temples, which are amazing. They're like the regular unity creating building, the first one you get, but stronger, and it makes people on the planet more likely to become spiritualist, which is awesome. You can also create Hallowed Worlds, which are Gaia planets you find, and you can make them into a hallowed world, but then you can't go onto them, you can't colonize them, but they give you a 10% bonus to unity as long as you control that system where the hallowed world is. And that stacks, which is great. So, done with this, let's reset to default, since I was messing around a while back. Still, okay. Okay, here's the thing. I don't like advanced AI starts. I think it's unfair in a boring way, which is just boring, believe it or not. But, with our lore, we are going to space late, because the cash cacti got to early space age, destroyed themselves, hundreds of years passed, then the Screk are finally emerging from the ashes. But I just don't like it. Lore-wise, I understand, but no. 2 fallen empires, 2 maraud. Is this really the default? I thought it was a little bigger than that. No? Okay. Still going with the default, though. Everything else is standard. Mid is 2,300, end is that. Okay, let's get going. Welcome to the Screk Star. Okay, we're on the edge, which is actually what I like to see, so let's send out our lovely spacefaring science ship straight away. Go and do all that, thank you very much. Now, the first thing I want to do on the Tomb World, which is our home, isn't it lovely? Ugh. It's tiny, it's a 17. Is that normal? Either way, we're building a temple. Because a temple will give us 3 unity and make sure everyone stays as spiritualists. Okay, for research, I'm going to go with energy grid there to get that out of the way. Planetary unification, that makes sense. Bonus unity, and we get to do... Oh yeah, peace festivals, because, you know, we're peaceful. Plus 10% happiness for a few influence. Yes, please. And let's get some engineering underway. Now, science is not going to be our strong point under any circumstance. Now, the lovely Screk, I want you to be even happier than you already are. Utopian abundance. It's going to cost a fortune to keep you as that, but you are all now very, very happy. It fits the lore, and I'm getting a plus 7.5% on everything. We have found alien life. Excellent. Oh, here's something. Screk Star A, Screk Star B. We have 2 suns in this system. Because now we have all the new different types of systems. That is awesome. Like, seriously, that is really cool. Let's go and grab ourselves some engineering research, shall we? You know what? This does actually look very much like the radiation symbol. The temple is already created, and I want that straight away. So you there, click, and we're getting 5 unity. Well, 4.84 anyway, rounded to 5. Because we have so many bonuses. We are traditional, beacon of liberty, spiritualist, and, of course, we are extremely happy. Oh yeah, and Pacifist is also given 5%. Yeah, our worlds are going to be way more important than
Survey complete.
with the cash cacti. I mean, it was important then, but now it's really important. We can almost live on the ocean world. Yeah, if I had that lovely adaptable trait, well, we could. Oh wait, no, we are adapted. Oh, I meant the more expensive one. Yeah, Arctic though, that'll be good. We can definitely live there. Only a 16 world though. Would like to see something a little bit more grand. Now, we are this time a democratic nation, which means we have new leaders every now and again, but more importantly, every time we get a new leader, they have a mandate. And this one really wants mining stations. If we do all 4 mining stations before they leave office, we get a huge bonus to unity, and that bonus actually increases as we get further in the game. So, although 100 now is awesome, obviously down the line 1,000 is kind of terrible. So, that is pretty good. Habitable World Survey. We now know, without a doubt, that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Redemption Rock. Yep, go and find more. That's fine.
Updated.
And you can do both of those. That's great. Okay, traditions. I kind of want discovery because we need some help with science, whatchamacallit, with research. But at the same time, I do believe harmony is something we would definitely strive towards. Harmony, diplomacy, expansion, and discovery are the 4 which I think, lore-wise, we'd really like. Actually, maybe prosperity rather than discovery. So, yeah, prosperity. Yeah, since we are egalitarians, we want everyone to have a good living standard. Prosperity is very important for that. But first, harmony. This will allow us to grow faster. Oh. The Temple of Unity. Ooh, this is something I've not seen before. Oh, no, it is, but it's still pretty awesome and terrible at the same time. Centuries ago, a group of radical priests and their devoted followers on Redemption Rock broke away from the established religions to form their own church, the Church of Thorn. These extremists called themselves the Temple of Unity, and have been responsible for many atrocities and acts of terror over the years. Although they have kept a low profile in modern times, we recently learned that many of their agents have infiltrated our military. These renegades have secretly been diverting resources to the construction of a small fleet of starships at a hidden facility on Redemption Rock. When their treachery was revealed, the cultists blasted into orbit on their ships and fled to Teller's Palette? I don't know what that is.
Log updated.
Is it one of the planets? I'm guessing this one. Traitors. Let's see. Extra lifespan's cool, but not great, and we don't even have enough power for that anyway. A bit low on power, actually, and our lovely construction vessel didn't create that because he's scared. Which is fair enough. Okay, you're now ignoring the fact you're scared. What I'd like is for them to just walk into our station, but doesn't seem to be what they're doing right now. Not the best planet in the galaxy, admittedly, but 16 isn't terrible, but I'd much rather have something larger than that. Anomaly, routine, but sadly is above our ability, so it will take a bit longer. Still going to allow it though. Because right now we don't even have the resources to expand out, and I'm waiting so I can create at least 1 more Corvette, so that we can crush these enemies. Seriously though, this took way too long. Kind of starved ourselves. I don't think this particular empire is going to have a fantastic start. Okay, go forth. Oh, before you go forth, here's your leader. He's going to live for a long time. Admiral Bemalion.
Engaging enemy fleet.
It's such a light show when it's just Corvettes versus Corvettes. Ooh, I would like the greater good, please, because I really want Utopian Dream. Ah. We are the good guys. Cultist ship disabled. Our valiant space forces have skillfully disabled a ship in the cultist armada. It is mostly intact, and we are picking up faint signs from inside the hull. Once we have eliminated all threats in the immediate vicinity, we should conduct a boarding operation to secure any survivors. They may be able to tell us more about the ultimate motives of the Temple of Unity. Prepare the breaching charges.
Log updated.
Now, how do I do this one? Because I know it's a weird one. Ah, military ship. Okay, you can go and do a research project. Well done! You're military scientists. You can shoot the science. In Soviet redemption rock, science gets shoot. Okay, that isn't even the joke. Lathrix, come on, you're not doing it right. Alien writing. Someone used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing into the surface of the planet. The massive script covers a large portion of the planet's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary. Fantastic. So now you have bonus society. I wish you could see it sometimes. There are certain things I wish you could actually see, make some kind of effect. Okay, now we still can't go out. Wow, we are so lacking minerals. Oh my god, that's terrible. Yeah, we need to get one of these wastelands cured.
Project complete.
Though the survivors offered stiff resistance, our boarding party was able to secure several prisoners from the disabled cultist starship. From them, we have learned that this conspiracy goes far deeper than we initially suspected. The agents of the Temple of Unity included several flag officers and high-ranking officials within our government. Mass arrests are being made on Redemption Rock, and all assets belonging to this cult have been seized. However, several of the starships they built in secret remain unaccounted for, and the upper echelons, as they say that, of the cult's leadership have vanished. We have picked up faint ion trails leading to several outlying systems. Which is this Temple of Unity. Search this place, and this place. We'll get there eventually. You know what? I'll actually track all so I know they are. So there, and there. Right, good. Good. Yeah, we really need more minerals. Wow, I didn't realise how much we'd be mineral starved doing this. That's my fault. But you know what? I don't think the Screk would care. Because all that mineral, which I'm not getting as me, they're sharing amongst themselves with the utopian abundance. So it makes sense, so I'm not annoyed, but I didn't realise it would be so bad. They're also terrible for energy credits, so I think I will have to build a trading hub. Not permanently,
Technology discovered.
but I do think we need one on our current only shipyard. Engineering facility, thank you. Ah, mining network level 2, thank you very much, just what I need.
Construction complete.
Construction complete. Excellent, I'll grab the energy as soon as I have... Oh god, we only have 9 minerals per turn now. And of course per turn, I mean per month. I want another science vessel amongst so many other things. Now the problem is, you are going to have a cultist in there to attack me, and this is only a science ship, so I'll leave that for a little while. Well, it helps actually having our armada, you know, docked. So that does help a lot. Mining network, go. Ooh, I think this might be the one to finish off the... Nope, I need 2 more mining stations for that. Utopian Dream. It's going to be so long until I have enough resources for that. So what Utopian Dream is this, the Paradise Dome. An Elysian dome housing examples of natural beauty, carefully curated to induce a potent mixture of nostalgia and patriotism. It gives you 2 Unity, it gives you 4 food, which makes it better than the standard hydroponic farms by a fair bit, and most importantly, the entire planet gets a plus 5% happiness modifier, which is obviously very good considering we're already getting a bonus from happiness. This would help out everything, so I'll probably end up just replacing this hydroponics to finally get that. But it's gonna be a while though. Yeah, this is like the slowest start. Maybe it just feels so slow because the Cash Cacti were the opposite.
Complete.
The whole point of the Cash Cacti Empire, well, sorry, Combine, was that it could get as much minerals and energy as possible in the early game. I really want to finish that mandate before he leaves office. How long until the next election? Oh, we have ages! Never mind, we've got like 6 more years. We're fine. We're fine. Why does this cost so much? 200 energy to break that down so I can move him onto a nice mineral tile. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's just there to mock me. A 24 arid world. Why can't you be frost instead? We didn't start on the desert this time. That's just mean. Oh, finally. Hello? Why can't I... There we go.
Detected.
Yeah, you can do that. There we go. Let's remove the radioactive wasteland, and so we can put our lovely Screk on there. And then soon we'll also get the extra mining capacity. Excellent. We have some more Unity. Oh, the Hollow Temple! Yes, please! Plus 30% modifier to spiritual ethics extraction. Okay, that's a really cool thing, so I'll talk about that in a second. And, of course, 6 Unity. That's awesome! Life Electric. I love that. Okay, as a bit of a nerd about this type of thing anyway, and obviously as a pathologist, a trained pathologist, I love microbes, I love the idea of how life can actually live in certain circumstances. This is a really cool theory, and a really just mind-melting thing, if you're really into it. Mind-melting? Really, Lathrix? That's what you're gonna go with? Either way, Life Electric. Science officer, someone, reports that something is covered pole to pole in a web-like network of electrical impulses. These networks respond to external stimulus. They experimented with sending low-voltage pulse into the surface, resulting in a wave of illumination that rippled through the network like a circuit board. Even more remarkable, the webs rearranged themselves. A secondary pulse revealed the filaments had organized into a new pattern centered around where the previous pulse had contacted the surface of the planet. They conclude that the discovery has confirmed her long-held theory that life can exist almost purely as electrical impulses, independent of cellular or viral structure. I love that type of thing, because I was also someone who was involved with the debate of, is a virus alive or is it not? Because some people don't even think bacteria count as life. I personally do believe they do count as life, but with viruses, I don't believe they count as life. But then it becomes an issue of semantics, of where do humans draw the line of life and unlife? Does it require this? Does it require that? Does it not require this? And people like me, who just love the whole argument of it, kind of go from side to side quite a lot. So I love things like this, really love it to bits. Fascinating. But seriously, fascinating. Ooh, she even leveled up from that. Well done you! Aren't you a smart person?
Complete.
I want her as the next ruler. Limathara. I can even somewhat say her name. Clearly she is destined for greatness within the Empire. Sorry, within the Republic. Still sounds evil when said like that. Works to me. Ooh, ancient civilization. This may be our big event. The precursors.
Log updated.
I wonder who our precursors are going to be. Either way, you move off. I want to get that mandate done. Oh, you, move there. Move there? Drain minerals. Thank you. Next up, mind and body. By embracing a combination of new meditation techniques and healthier eating habits, a large segment of our population enjoys a greater life expectancy than ever before. Or we could have kinship. Oh, I actually kind of love kinship. Governing ethics extraction increase. This means we have less rogue random people. Like, remember before with the cash cacti, spoiler, I guess. I will spoil that run, by the way, a lot in this, so please watch that before you watch this. Well, I'll try not to, but sometimes I will. Near the end, there were a lot of random factions popping up with egalitarian, one of them was spiritualist, it was just all over the place. Things like this help that not to happen. So they stick with what you are, which would be pacifist, egalitarian, spiritualist. But now, I'd rather have mind and body. I'd rather have our leaders live an extra 20 years to level up and prosper. Yes, mining network level 2, and let's get powered exoskeletons. Although we won't be going down the robotics way, 5% mineral modifier to the Empire is pretty amazing.
Construction complete.
Want the minerals from this place. Oh, why did the minerals have to be on the planet? Am I going to go to this planet? I will eventually, yes. Most likely, so come on. Let's grab the other one first, and then you can do a jump and grab that as well, just to make sure I've invested in it.
Construction complete.
Yay, there we go. 5 more minerals per turn. Okay, now we need more food. That's a good time then to do the Paradise Dome. So I just save up 200 minerals, and then I can quite happily go ahead. There we go. The minor mandate was fulfilled. We got 70 more unity. Absolutely lovely. Do kind of want more power, though. Tempted to do one of these right now, though this would halt our expanse for a while, but I don't really mind.
Complete.
Declare saint. This edict will bestow
Instruction
sainthood
complete.
upon a deceased individual who led a particularly pious life, creating a new unifying symbol. For 11 years, we get plus 15% unity, which is awesome. A peace festival. This pacifist edict fosters a spirit of unity and good cheer through whole seasons, filled with special events and festivals. To me, that sounds like Christmas almost. Christmas, go! Sorry. I'm sorry. Christmas or your particular version, I suppose. I have no idea what the faith would even be for the Screk. Maybe they see Thorn as some kind of devil and him dying was a big point. That's it! It's like reverse Christmas. We kill someone! Someone's death rather than someone's birth. Happy reverse Christmas, everyone. I don't really want to know what the celebrations are for that, especially since apparently it's meant to be pacifist. So what do we do next? We could continue to upgrade our mining efforts, which would be good, but I really, really want to go ahead and put down the Paradise Dome. Actually, we could take over this food tile instead, rather than wasting this one, which is already in use. We could make the Paradise Dome there. Kinship, go! Everyone is happy about Thorn's death.
Survey complete.
For those who don't get the reference, Thorn was the leader in the last series, who was, of course, one of the cash cacti, which would have oppressed the Screk. So his death would have certainly been a very, very good thing indeed. A necessary evil, I suppose, would be the way of putting it. What do I want to lose? Okay, we have loads of spare energy, so you can go over there.
Detected.
You can go there. Oh, challenging. 300 days. No, you can wait. You can go back to that one later. How about that? Precursors.
Technology discovered.
The Irasians. Nah. That seems odd. New science, energy grid is now up and running, which is great. I'm going to do automatic exploration, because that also makes surveying faster. It's not just easier, it's also faster, which is fantastic. What do we really want next, though? I think after that, just keep upgrading these minerals. Because remember, we are getting a lot of minerals, despite the fact we're not industrious.
Anomaly detected.
Which, that's fine. Which kind of sucks. We are getting a load of bonus from being pacifist, from being happy, and we're about to be even happier. So right now we have a bonus 12.5% from happiness. And once the Paradise Dome goes up, we have...
Technology discovered.
We have 15% bonus to everything we get on the planet. Yeah, that's huge. And now a plus 5% from that. That's lovely. That's early for Hangarcraft. No, let's just get some Corvette hull points. Let's get the basics sorted first. Automated shipyard.
Update.
Okay, that I want right now. So you, election is underway. Go and do that. If this is successful, we get a free ship or two. Yeah, just keep on upgrading all of our mineral locations.
Survey complete.
Okay, so
Updated.
I could have elected someone else, but still, a new ruler has been elected. Grand Mulch Carb. Okay, so Carb was re-elected, basically. Yay, I'm back. I kind of wanted to see if I could get our lovely scientist here to be the ruler, because I don't know. I just like her. I kind of want to name her something else. How do you rename... no, didn't mean to do that. Can you rename leaders? I've completely forgot. Where are you? Leaders. Scientists. You. Yes, you can. Oh, I'm so tempted. Lemathra. Limathara. Oh, it has math in there as well. You know what? I'm going to keep it as it is, but I'm going to make it seem more nerdy. Math. Ara. There we go. For the glory of science and mathematics, may they forever go hand in hand. Ruler gained a trait. Warlike? What? I mean, Okay, but that doesn't seem to be what we're all about there, Mr. Carb. Becoming the ruler will slowly turn all into thorn. All. Slowly, there we go, finally reaching the automated shipyard.
detected.
Oh my god, no. Leave that be for now. Oh, again, I would like to actually see the shipyard. First one is the Union of the High Priesthood. And that's Carb, who's leading that, of course. Having spirituous values be reflected in our Empire governing ethics will please the Union of the High Priesthood. Okay, we have that already, obviously. Pious minds think alike, and having at least 25% of our population to be some form of spiritualists will please them. Of course, that's always going to happen because of the temples. And the final one, harmony, makes them happier. Oh god, yeah, we are feeding them happiness. They're going to give us loads of influence.
Construction complete.
And of course, we are egalitarian, which means we get, what is it, bonus 0.5%? What is it? It is 25%, sorry. 0.5%, I meant to say 50% then, obviously. We get an extra 25% influence from our lovely factions. And now we have the Bulwark of Harmony, increasing our strength whilst we're within our borders. And if we are in a defensive war... Oh, it's only that now, isn't it? Oh, no, in addition, yeah. In addition, the fire rate is increased by 15% for ships within your borders. Is that always happening despite war or not? One sec. Let me go to your fire rate. Your weapons. Yeah, home territory fire rate plus 15%. Okay, that's good. That makes pirates a lot less of a threat. Our first ascension perk. Consecrated Worlds is amazing. Wait. What's the other one called? Just a bit of a distraction here, nothing too major. Yeah, the Hallowed Planet is the one which gives us 15% unity. This one is also amazing. But very expensive as well. I think something like 290 or something influence, but it increases happiness, it increases spiritual ethics attraction, and it increases unity generation and population growth speed on one planet for 100 years. Kind of amazing, but too expensive right now. So I think one vision might be the best way to go. Would it be? Yeah, I think it probably would. Just focus on unity for a while. Let's get as much as we can while we're still a small empire. So that's a permanent 10% bonus. And soon... In fact, we can now. Yeah, sure. We've also now declared a saint. So we're getting even more unity.
Special project complete.
Yes, it worked, and we have two new ships. Well, sorry, one ship. It's a very odd-looking chap. Well, go back and rejoin with our main fleet. Man, we need to find better worlds. Big time. Let's put down a star base over there once we have influence. We are so tiny.
Discovered.
Hollow Temple,
Anomaly
wonderful.
Detected.
And let's get Biolab. I kind of want to focus on society this time around rather than engineering, because that will allow us to get all the psychic stuff faster. I think it's in society research. I'm fairly certain it is. So I'm going to leave this until I get that. Or I could make it nice and balanced, put the engineering one as an engineering, put that one as... Yeah, okay, let's be balanced. Oi. So glad we're getting more influence now, because we just spent so much on those two things. There we are, our armada. Oh, and at some point you became a fleet logistician, which means we get minus 10% ship upkeep. Well, with that, I'm afraid I am all out of time for the day's episode. I'm getting very tired, and even pronouncing basic words is now becoming very difficult for me. Well, that's not much different to usual, but now it's to the extreme. So, if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. Soon, we will find aliens and make them our friends, even if we have to force them to be our friends.